Imagine being the most talented kid in your entire city. Every time you touch the ball, people stop and stare. You embarrass players twice your size. You score goals that make grown men shake their heads in disbelief. You are, without any doubt, destined for greatness. Now imagine your own body betraying you. This is exactly what happened to a young boy from Rosario, Argentina. His name: Lionel Messi. From the age of 4, Messi lived for football. His grandmother would take him to every single training session at his first club, Grandali FC. Rain or shine, never missed a day. By the time he was 10 years old, playing for Newell's Old Boys, he was already on another level. Smaller than everyone on that pitch, but faster, sharper, and more skillful than any child his age had any right to be. Scouts whispered about him. Parents of other kids complained their sons couldn't get near him. But something wasn't right. His teammates were growing, getting taller, getting stronger. Messi stayed small. His family assumed he was just a late developer. Nothing to worry about. Then came the doctor's appointment that changed everything. At age 11, Lionel Messi was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency. A rare condition where the body simply stops producing the hormone it needs to grow. Without treatment, doctors gave their verdict clearly. Messi would never grow taller than 4 feet, 7 inches. For a professional footballer, that is essentially the end. The dream that this boy had carried since he was 4 years old was suddenly hanging by a thread. There was hope though. A treatment existed: daily injections of synthetic growth hormone. Every single night, a needle directly into his legs. Messi later said it himself. Every night I had to stick a needle into my legs. Night after night. Every day of the week. For 3 years. But the treatment wasn't free. $1,000 every single month. For a working-class family in Argentina, where his father worked in a steel factory and his mother cleaned houses, that kind of money was almost impossible. They needed help. And fast. Argentine giants River Plate came calling. They watched Messi play. The talent was undeniable. Completely undeniable. But then they found out about the medical costs. They walked away. River Plate, one of the most storied clubs in South American football, passed on Lionel Messi because of a $1,000 monthly bill. Club after club. Same story. Loved the player. Feared the costs. But nobody was willing to write a check. Then, from thousands of miles away, came a phone call. From a city Messi had never visited. From a club he had only ever dreamed about. FC Barcelona. Barcelona had heard the whispers about this tiny Argentine boy with magical feet. They invited him for a trial at La Masia, their legendary youth academy in Spain. Messi was 13 years old. He had never left Argentina. He spoke almost no Spanish. The moment he touched the ball, Barcelona sporting director Carles Rixach had seen enough. He needed to sign this boy. Right now. But there was no contract ready. No paperwork. No lawyer. So Rixach grabbed the nearest piece of paper he could find. A napkin. On that napkin, he wrote Messi's first ever professional contract. Right there and then. And Barcelona kept their word. Every injection, every treatment, every single month, covered entirely by FC Barcelona. Messi grew. He trained harder than anyone at La Masia. And what followed? 8 Ballon d'Or awards. For Champions Leagues. And finally in 2022, a FIFA World Cup. $1,000 a month. And a napkin. That is all that stood between the world and never knowing the name Lionel Messi. Subscribe to the Real XI, Real Stories, Real Football. Every week.